Thank you for listening to Inspired and Admired.
And welcome to Inspired and Admired. My name is Matt Truman, and this is the first podcast of the new year, 2018. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. I appreciate it, and welcome. Today's podcast is about none other than New Year resolutions. So, let us just take a minute. I want to welcome you and say thank you for joining the podcast. But also, what do we have in store for the new year here on Inspired and Admired? Well, what I have done is last year, halfway through starting the podcast, there was an election in my old hometown of Huber Heights. So we went and we did a few podcasts about the candidates and things like that. We're going to move away from that here on this podcast. What I've done is I'm starting a new one called Truman's Town Hall. That will come out the Friday after the first council meeting of each month. And if we need to do more, we will over there on Truman's Town Hall. But this one, Inspired and Admired, will truly be dedicated to different inspirational stories, inspirational people, things we look forward to, admire, just things like that. Good stuff here on Inspired and Admired. And like I said, today is a podcast all about New Year's resolutions. So, let us begin. All right. So, Happy New Year. I would like to say that to everybody. I hope your new year is starting off wonderful. Happy 2018. A lot of things happen at the beginning of a new year. One of those is New Year's resolutions. Have you started one? Or many, perhaps? New Year's resolutions are generally a person who wants to change a trait about themselves, improve their life, end a habit. Most common, they happen most commonly in the West, here in the Western Hemisphere. They are found throughout the East, but most commonly here in the West. Where did New Year's resolutions begin? Well, they began by the Babylonians in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is modern day Iraq today. So, during the Babylonian Empire, when it fell, the Babylonian Empire fell after the death of Hammurabi. And not to get too deep, but Hammurabi was the sixth king of the first Babylonian dynasty. He wrote the Code of Hammurabi, and you can find that online anywhere if you want to take a look at that. One of the Code of Hammurabi is one of the earliest surviving codes of law. So he claimed to receive this code from the god of justice, Shamash, and I hope I'm saying that right, but who knows? With me, right? It is or was the gods that the Babylonians made their New Year resolutions to. So, and that is kind of sometimes what we do, right? We pray more, and it just depends on, maybe you don't believe in a certain religion or Christianity. Yeah, they made their New Year's resolutions to the gods in Mesopotamia. They made promises to their gods at the beginning of each year. So, Now the Romans. We'll move forward from, that's a big leap forward in history. But the Romans made their New Year's resolutions to the god Janus, from whom the month of January was named. Christians, like myself, often use prayer to ready themselves for the new year. Here in America, at the end of the Great Depression, it was about, a quarter of American adults took up New Year's resolutions. So starting with the Babylonians, it just kind of filtered down to us here. Let's talk about this real quick. What are some New Year's resolutions? Some people think they want to think positively. I'm going to not yell at people. I'm just going to not get angry in traffic. For the next, my New Year's resolution for the next year will be to think positively. Some is to lose weight, get healthy, make more money and pay down their debts, simply to just improve yourself. Some others have a New Year's resolution to be more active in their community, to volunteer more and help others out the best they can. Most common reason for failure of a New Year's resolution is setting unrealistic goals. So if you are one of those who wants to set a New Year's resolution, don't set a goal that you're not able to achieve, because you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's something that I think a lot of people do, is they set themselves up for failure. Don't do that. Even if it's this year that you have to set a small goal to reach, do it. I think a New Year's resolution is a good thing. There's a lot of people that don't. New Year's resolution sucks. I hate them. I am a person, I'm not saying I've kept every New Year's resolution, but I like to think I try to better myself every day. But, setting a New Year's resolution, that helps you to work on a goal all year long. And the best way is to keep on track of your New Year's resolution. Stay accountable. Write things down. Keep a journal if you need to. That helps people. If you don't feel like keeping a journal, or you feel like you're too busy, find someone to be an accountability partner. Tell them, hey, this new year, I'm going to be positive. So if you see me get negative, just remind me, hey, you promised yourself, and this isn't a promise that you're making to anyone else, as much as it will affect them by your own behavior. You promised yourself that you would behave and not be a jerk to everybody, or you're thinking positively. Now that's a negative thought. Maybe there's somebody out there that will help be your accountability partner. A wife, a husband, a best friend, a mom, a dad, whoever. Whoever you trust and whoever you spend a lot of time with, that would probably be the best person to help keep that New Year's resolution. Now, what is my New Year's resolution? Matt's New Year's resolution, I actually have 3 that I am focusing on for myself. First of all, after getting out of the Army, I've kind of let my physical health deteriorate. Most is my fault. I've gained quite a bit of weight, so I've been working on that since the new year. And what I have done is I downloaded an app called MyFitnessPal. It's on, I think you can get it on a lot of the different services. I use an iPhone, so I use the iPhone app, and I just log in what I eat each day. You type in your weight, you type in what your goal weight is. My goal weight is roughly between 180 and 185. And I'm not afraid to let you know right now I'm sitting at about 220. And that is not where I want to be. I want to stick around and see grandkids run around my house and then be able to kick them out, because I can't do that with my kids today. Anywho, so yeah, health. Working on my health, making sure that I go to the doctor, make sure that I go to the dentist, and stay up on that so I can live a quality life, and not only for myself, but for my family, because I believe that is important. Secondly, stay focused and organized. A lot of times in this busy, crazy world that we have, I have 5 kids. 4 of them are real young, younger. So it's and the wife, it's hard to stay organized and stay focused on tasks. A lot of times you want to melt away and just try to get away from it all. Well, this year I want to stay focused. I want to stay organized. The first thing I did, this podcast may post on social media, but I have that set up automatically. But I've taken a week off of social media. No Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram. I've taken a week off so I could stay focused on family, stay focused on myself, and try to organize where I need to go so I can fit that stuff in. There's an old a thing, I can't think of the fellow's name right now, but he talks about big rocks. I believe it's Stephen Covey talks about big rocks. Maybe a different fellow. But anywho, you have your big rocks. Those are your, what you have to do. So family for me is very important. Those are my big rocks. Another big rock is my third resolution. I have 3 this year that I'm going to try to work on, which is getting closer to God. A lot of times, this goes with the busy lifestyle that a lot of times we get lost in what we are doing instead of what we should be doing. Now, if you don't believe in God, and I'm not going to force it down your throat, I am a Christian and I believe in Jesus Christ, and currently going to Catholic Church. I am a baptized Catholic, hopefully in good standing. Anywho, so I have started reading the Bible every day and listening to different podcasts. There's a podcast I listen to. Hopefully this will help you all out if you're one of those. It's called the Daily Audio Bible. It's another podcast. There's a fellow named Brian who reads the Bible and talks about different things. He doesn't use a Catholic Bible. He kind of uses different Bible readings or different Bible translations. So, but I think it's pretty good to get through the Bible. It's not a a King James version. Generally, I like to read the King James version, even though I did convert to Catholicism. I do kind of hold my roots back there, so I like the King James version, but it's your choice. I am not living your life for you, so you do as you need to do. So yeah, I'm listening to that podcast every day, looking in the Bible every day, trying to get closer to God and make things better for myself. And a lot of times, if you make things better for yourself, you make things better for you or for people around you. So there are my New Year's resolutions. I would like to know what your New Year's resolutions are. If you want to email trupodcast@gmail.com, you can do that, or you can give me until, today's the 9th. Give me until the 12th, and then I'll be back on social media. So, yeah, those are my New Year's resolutions. You can see us on social media at Inspired and Admired Podcast it's like a / Truman's Town Hall Podcast. We're there on Facebook and True Podcast on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. That's our show for today. I just wanted to come to you guys, give you a podcast and let you know we are going to have some more podcasts coming down the line. This one's a short and sweet. Wanted to give you a little background, a little history of New Year's resolutions, hopefully spark something. And it's not too late. It's never too late to start something. So if you haven't started a New Year's resolution, but you were going to, go ahead and do it. You don't have to do it on the 1st. If you're trying to be a better person and do better things, it's never too late to start. It really, truly isn't.